If you have ever looked at your car and thought, hey, let me squeeze a little bit more juice out of this bad boy, well then guess what? You're in the right place and you are just like us. Mods can get crazy expensive super quickly. However, there is a sweet spot where you can get some serious horsepower gains without mortgaging your soul. Today, we are talking about the best budget mods for instant horsepower gains, real power, no word I can't say on YouTube. Let's break it down. Cold air intakes are practically the first mod anyone does, and that is for good reason. Your car's engine needs air like a bodybuilder needs protein or trenbolone acetate. Stock intakes are restrictive because manufacturers care about emissions, noise, and pH, and being eco-friendly. Proper cold air intake tosses all that out the window and lets your engine breathe. Cold air intakes pull in cooler, denser air from outside the engine bay, giving the engine more oxygen-rich air to combust. More oxygen means a bigger boom, which equals more power. Look for brands on our website like K&N, AEM, or Injen with high-flow filters and heat shields to keep out engine heat. Avoid the cheap eBay specials. They are just pretty paperweights. With a good setup, you can expect anywhere from 5 to 15 extra horsepower. However, if you have a turbo car, you can make even more with a tune. Now, after you let your engine breathe a little bit better, it is time to open up the exhaust. Imagine running a marathon while breathing through a straw. That's what a restrictive exhaust does to your engine. Now, obviously, that's more of an intake metaphor, but writers, we're not going to hold you to that one. Upgrading your exhaust helps expel gases faster, reducing back pressure and unlocking horsepower. Axle back exhaust systems are a great entry-level option if you're after better sound, and that's it, without draining your wallet. Catback systems take it further by improving flow from the catalytic converter back. Be careful with straight piping your car unless you're building a track-only car. On a daily driver, it is loud and annoying and your neighbors will hate you. A good exhaust system can add between, again, 5 and 20 horsepower depending on the application. Now, a word on exhaust. There's a way to make your car make more power by removing something that we can't talk about in this video, but if you remove that thing, you'll make a lot more power. Now, modern cars are basically computers. Your ECU is tuned conservatively from the factory to meet emission standards and keep the engine safe under all driving conditions, especially from drivers who think oil changes are optional. An ECU tune unlocks hidden potential by adjusting things like air-fuel ratio, ignition timing, and boost pressure if your car is boosted. The result? More power, better throttle response, and even, unbelievably, improved fuel economy if you can keep your foot out of it. Now, tuning depends on your application. We're going to talk about the cloud access port. It's available on like virtually every car. There's off-the-shelf maps. You just click the button, you make more power. If you want something more custom, go to a tuner. Find like a good local shop in your area that has good reviews for your specific platform. Do not buy an eBay performance chip. You will at best get nothing. At worst, you will blow your motor. Basically, when it comes to tuning, go on the forums, go on the Facebook groups, find a guy who tunes your car. If you have a Focus ST, do not go to a shop that builds Hondas. You can gain anywhere from like 20 horsepower up to like well over 100. Now, if you got a boosted car, this is kind of in the same vein as tuning. Buy a boost controller. It allows you to adjust how much air your turbo forces into the engine. More air equals more power. However, turn it up too high without the right supporting modifications, you might end up sending a rod through the side of the block. Boost controllers are kind of an older technology that you're really not using on modern cars, but some modern cars require a boost controller upgrade if you're tuning it. It's really not something that we would recommend unless your tuner specifically says you need it. But if you have an older 90s car and you just want to put on a manual boost controller and crank it up a little bit, you can make like 25, 30 more horsepower. Similarly, an ignition system does not sound as impressive as slapping on a big turbo. However, it is crucial if you want to make reliable power. Old spark plugs, weak ignition coils, weak coil packs can cause misfires, robbing power and killing efficiency. Upgrading to iridium spark plugs and better ignition coils from brands like MSD or NGK, also step colder plugs for turbo cars where needed, can make a noticeable difference. Not only will your engine run smoother and you won't break up when you get in a boost or higher RPM, you might also pick up a little bit of horsepower and better gas mileage. It's not flashy, but it's super, super cheap. It's like 50 bucks and you can do it yourself on most cars, and you'll probably gain back 5 to 10 horsepower. You're not going to make 5 to 10 more, but you'll gain it back that you lost. Now, lightweight pulleys are a simple way to free up hidden horsepower. They reduce rotational mass, meaning your engine has less weight to spin, just like switching from heavy wheels to light wheels. Less rotational mass equals faster revs and more power to the wheels. However, be careful with underdrive pulleys if your car has a big sound system or extra electronics. Those setups do need a strong alternator to keep the battery charged. There are also platforms where lightweight pulleys or underdrive pulleys can grenade your motor, so make sure you do some research on the forums before you buy one of these things. We want to sell them to you, but we don't want to blow your motor. You can gain around, again, 5 to 10 horsepower, especially in the higher RPM range. These are borderline, so we would probably steer you not necessarily to them. Now, fuel system. This is probably a little bit more advanced, but if you have larger injectors and a higher flow fuel pump, you can run like a Walbro 255 pump or a Hellcat pump. You can run one of those pumps and larger injectors, switch over to E85, and that can unlock massive horsepower gains on your car thanks to E85's higher octane rating. Fuel system upgrade coupled with E85 and tuning can get you anywhere from 20 to over 100 horsepower depending on the platform. So that's really probably one of your best bang for your bucks is like E85 and tune. Now you want some free mods because the holiday season, none of us have any money. Weight reduction. It's the cheapest mod in the world because it costs nothing, so hit the gym. Removing the spare tire, swapping heavy seats for lightweight racing buckets, or just taking out your passenger seat. Getting rid of unused interior panels, taking out that back seat, taking out any trunk carpeting can shave off some serious pounds. Every 100 pounds you drop is roughly equivalent to gaining 10 horsepower when it comes to acceleration. It's free power, plain and simple. Do not gut your street car for 2/10 it's stupid. Now, not every mod is worth the money. Let's talk about the garbage you should avoid. Electric superchargers are just overpriced fans and will not do anything except drain your wallet. There are also chips on eBay I mentioned before. They are just cheap resistors that trick your ECU but do more harm than good, and obviously fuel additives promising race fuel performance are usually just expensive snake oil in a bottle unless you are buying like Torco to run a race gas tune. You already know. At that point, you don't need to be watching this video. So there you have it. These are the best mods that deliver instant horsepower for your car without killing your wallet. Whether you're building a fast street car or just want to add some spice to your daily driver, these upgrades offer some bang for your buck. Need wheels, need performance, need tires to put that power down. Head on over to our website. It's linked down below. We've got wheels, we've got tires, we've got suspension parts, we've got performance parts. We can guide you to what fits. We've got fitment guides. We've got everything you need to make your car look as fast as it feels. Drop a comment down below with your favorite budget mod, and let's hear how you got more power out of your ride. If you guys liked the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, drop a comment. As I said before, tell me what your favorite mod is. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.